Then you're going to start by entering your email address. This is not only required, but also the way that the ticket is going to be able to communicate with you. It's where you're going to receive the automatic notification that it got submitted. And then when we actually reply to that ticket through our system, that's where it will actually go to, is back to that email address.
So Diana, this is going to be awesome because we're going to actually have a place where we can easily see any and all communication, and stuff at our end won't get lost in our inboxes where someone's emailed Diana and they forgot to copy me and it's not in any system. And then a week later, you're justifiably mad, our subscribers mad that they haven't heard from us, and because there's no system. So this is a really huge improvement that, I mean, not that we screw up often, but we do screw up occasionally. So.
Yep. And this ensures too that there's redundancy. So there's, if your request comes through and one of us, like for some reason, we're not available for something going on, a conference or something, Mary Lisa's seeing it, and if she's not available, we're seeing it. So there's always somebody who will definitely be seeing it.
So do you want to just fill it in so we can actually demo, like show them how to fill it in? Okay. So we're asking, right, go ahead.
No. So the subject line is important here. It's very important. And then we're going to give you some key tips here on how to enter. So the most important one is sometimes your email addresses aren't exactly clear to who you are. So putting your last name in here as the first thing will help us tremendously in being able to filter through and see like, oh, that's a request from Toby. That's a request from Peggy. That's a request from Don. So I'm going to put my last name, and then.
And if you don't do that, we'll probably respond with, who's this? Just kidding. Who this? I don't know. No, we probably will say, just want to confirm.
There's a confirmation.
I mean, obviously, if it's in your email address, it's different. But quite a few subscribers have email addresses that don't include their names.
Correct. So your subject line, contrary to some opinions, should not be paragraphs. It should be just clear, to the point, unique. So for example, if you're looking for a change request for your blog name, we would do something like this. Please change my blog name. Now, if this were something that were urgent and something was happening, go back to the beginning of that line here and put urgent.
Yeah.
That will help us tremendously. Of course, and our system will also ask you if it's an emergency.
Hopefully you never have to do that.
Correct. So ideally, you won't be doing that, so we're going to pull that out. Now, your description is where you're going to be as descriptive as possible. Too much is never too much. It'll always, don't worry about being too wordy. More the better. It's easier the less times that we have to go back and forth and go, what about this? So yeah, definitely put in as much as possible. So for here, we're actually going to say, I would like to change my blog name from blog.
You're very polite. I would just say change to my journal. No. None of my subscribers would do that. No. So news from Diana. There we go.
So that's the kind of thing that we're looking for. If you had potentially seen a bug or anything like that, just do. As a person who receives support tickets, it's always best if this was a request regarding like, hey, I'm going to my website on my phone, this is happening. Be as descriptive as possible. So I would say something like, whenever I visit my website on my phone, I see this bar on top of the screen. Be as descriptive as possible. Then we have an area down below here where if this is not just a request and you're actually seeing a problem, tell us where. Telling us where, and you can check off as many as make sense. This helps narrow down our time significantly in being able to then troubleshoot and try to figure out what exactly is happening. We have broken these down by whether it's desktop, a tablet or phone, and then whether it's Mac for the operating system or Windows. Tablets are for iPads, or if you have like a Samsung. Phones, iOS and iPhone, and then Android phones. Obviously, if there's something else that you have that we don't know of, just put it up in the description, and we will work from there.
So I'm going to say that right here, we don't specifically ask what browser you're using.
No.
And so, again, that would be something that, that if you think of it and you know what browser you're using, you might put that in the description too. So for example, I was using Constant Contact the other day, and it was not displaying correctly on Chrome. So I went over to Safari and it displayed correctly. There's no reason for that. It's crazy, but that was reality. And so it would have helped Constant Contact to know that. So they didn't have to check all the different browsers to replicate the problem.
Correct. And below that, you'll see we have a note here that says, please check all that apply where you're seeing, and then use the attachment area immediately below to upload a screenshot. And this area here is where you can instantly go over to your computer, grab that file, attach it, and then it'll automatically be put into our system and we'll get it. And when you're done, you click submit. Very tiny up here, it says your request was successfully submitted. But it does, you'll also get an email in your email inbox that says you've sent a ticket, we've received it, and then we'll respond to you within 24 hours.
And
where is this? How did you get here? I mean, so if I had a request, where do you go?
Yep, so we started off over here at the No Sweat website. And there's a red button up in the top left corner called Help Center.
So No Sweat websites. I've never been there. That looks like a pretty nice website.
Yep. So if you actually click that, it'll take you over to the same area. And that button right up top here, submit a request.
Okay.